Tua Tagovailoa, wildly regarded as one of the most overhated players in the NFL. But how does one get so hated? Starting off with Tua's rookie year. Tua was thrown into the fire after the bye week against one of the best defensive lines in the league, against the LA Rams. But you must wonder, what did he do in his debut? He beat them pretty comfortably, even though statistically it wasn't great. Tua Tagovailoa got it done when it mattered. On top of the first 2 wins, he went 6-3, ending his rookie campaign. Tua's first 2 years, he was married to his super toxic head coach in Brian Flores. The damage Flores did to Tua's development was irreversible. Imagine you're in the NFL. You're playing the hardest position, the position that gets the most flack, and your own head coach doesn't even want you. Not to mention you're coming off an almost career-ending injury in Alabama, one that many thought he might not play the game again, and constantly hearing rumors about being traded every other week. From Russell Wilson to Aaron Rodgers to Deshaun Watson. One after the other. That's a lot for anyone to handle, especially a young quarterback. Despite all this, Tua Tagovailoa still showed brilliance on the field. He proved that he could compete with the best and put his team in the position to win. Even under less than ideal circumstances, his resilience and determination was very commendable. And with Flores fired and a new head coach, Mike McDaniel, coming in, this could be the start of a promising young career. Mike McDaniel comes in. 2022. Tua Tagovailoa sets the league on fire, leading the entire NFL with a 105 passer rating, showcasing his precision and decision-making. With the offensive mastermind Mike McDaniel's help, Tua becomes one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL, with a gigantic jump of 25 passing touchdowns to 8 interceptions. One can only imagine what he could do if he could stay healthy. Only playing 13 games really hurt his season this year. He also led the NFL in touchdown percentage per completion. Continuing the tenure with Mike McDaniel in 2023, he led the NFL in passing yards. This really does show that he can play at the highest level. Also, Tua finally playing 17 games, proving a lot of the haters wrong, saying he could never play a full season. That season, he led the Miami Dolphins to an 11-5 record, also competing in a playoff game against the eventual back-to-back Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. And the weather wasn't ideal. It's the 4th coldest game in NFL history with negative 40-degree wind chills. Having over 4,600 yards and a touchdown-to-interception ratio of 29-14, this was a spectacular season. In 2024, he also had the highest completion percentage in the league. Another narrative arising is that he only throws checkdowns, which we know this isn't true, seeing all the deep balls that he's done. From his college days, he was one of the most beloved quarterbacks in all of college football, coming into the national championship game for Jalen Hurts and winning the game for Alabama. But after his injury, the NFL really harped down on the narrative that Tua was not a good quarterback. It didn't help that his head coach did not believe in him, pulling him out of 2 games his rookie year, only being successful in one of them. Fitzmagic's throw was probably one of the greatest throws of all time, but that's besides the point. Showing that his own team didn't believe in him, and his injury concern, these 2 things totally stacked up for one big ball of hatred. Tua has only had 1 full season in the NFL, and in that season they started off 11-3, ending the season 11-6. Playing anywhere from 9 to 13 games in a season is unacceptable, especially for a team that wants to win now. Even with improvement every single year, the narrative still stays the same. Tua Tagovailoa is not a top 10 quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa cannot stay healthy. Tua Tagovailoa will never win a playoff game. Tua Tagovailoa cannot play in the cold. The majority of the NFL still views him as an overrated, overpaid, injury-prone quarterback. But then when you look at him when he's hurt, Miami is the worst team in the league. So how valuable really is Tua? The answer is pretty valuable. His precision and decision-making are unmatched. There might be only 3 quarterbacks that have the same level of decision-making that he does. Additionally, he's a winner and played up to the occasion multiple times. Did anyone forget when he came back against the Ravens? That game he went for over 450 yards and 6 touchdowns. Even in cold weather games, which is notoriously bad for Miami quarterbacks, he still plays up to the occasion, only having 3 incompletions against Buffalo this year in Buffalo, and playing absolutely spectacular against the Packers this year on Thanksgiving. Playing well in Buffalo is more impressive than you think. He does it almost every single year, keeping us in the game. Buffalo the last 3 years has been one of the hardest places to play in the entire NFL. This year going 10-0 at home. Tua keeps us in these games. The defense is the one selling. Or maybe it's a mix of Josh Allen being great. Either way, it's not on Tua. Another huge reason people discredit Tua Tagovailoa is his playoff success. But let's make it clear, it's not all on Tua. It's mainly on the defense giving up. When it comes to the postseason, the defense has always been soft. Even Skylar Thompson put up 30 points and we still lost. Another huge reason that the narrative is so big is that his quarterback class was probably the second best quarterback class, if not the best of all time. With Joe Burrow going number 1 overall, Tua Tagovailoa going number 5, and then Justin Herbert going pick 6 right after Tua Tagovailoa, it was easy to hate on Tua. With Herbert winning Rookie of the Year and then his second year getting 5,000 passing yards, of course you're going to say that Miami made the mistake, just putting gasoline on the fire. But what happened since then? Justin Herbert has lost a 27-point lead and thrown 4 interceptions in a playoff game. While obviously Tua has struggled, every quarterback has had their problems. Additionally, the Packers drafted Jordan Love to sit behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 years. He's going into year 2, 2 playoff appearances, and he's looked like a stud. On top of that, Jalen Hurts in the second round. Now we know where he's been. This past year, he won the Super Bowl and won Super Bowl MVP. He's been to 2 Super Bowls, and Joe Burrow's been the 1. Statistically, Tua's averages are great. The past 3 seasons, he's been over 260 yards per game. So what's next for Tua Tagovailoa? He's currently entering his 4th year in the system. Now, as you can tell as a Dolphins fan, all I really want from him is to put it all together. He needs to stay healthy. He obviously needs a playoff win. And I want to see those statistical anomalies keep rising. He's led the league in 3 separate categories the past 3 years, and I'm not expecting a drop-off. Now, will it be touchdowns or yards, completion percentage, passer rating? I'm not really sure. But what I am sure is Tua will get it done. And if not, he has 2 more years under contract before we have an out. If he cannot get a playoff win in the next 2 years, unfortunately, he might be finding himself with another franchise. But personally, I believe Tua can make a deep playoff push. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.